Hi, in this lecture we will discuss about Azure Storage Service. So Azure Blob Storage is one of the service which we use to store the unstructured data in the form of Microsoft Object Storage. Right. So this is similar like S3, simple storage service which is provided by the AWS. Right. So here, whatever file we have, whatever data we have, image we have, or any video, audio, whatever data we have, and if we want to store that data into the storage service like Blob or S3, so what happened like they convert the content into the object so that they can provide the certain other services on top of the content, right? So that's why we store the data, or it is stored the data in the form of object. And just to leverage the system or the storage service, they provide the different tier to optimize the cost based on the scenarios. Right. In this lecture we will discuss about the different tiers as well. Right. So what it does, it actually optimizes the cost and increase the performance based on the access frequency. So let's discuss about the tier. So in the Azure Blob storage, there are three main tiers. So one of the tier is hot tier. It is basically used when we have a use case to access the data frequently. So let's suppose you have a scenario called A where you have to access data frequently, then hot tier is one of the best. Why? Because it has the cost pattern where access data cost is not high, instead storage cost is high, so that's why that hot tier is the best one. Then the next one is the cool tier is best if you have a scenario, let's suppose call it B, where you are not going to access data so frequently, so you can use at that time cool tier because it has the higher cost as compared to the hot tier for the access data operation. Instead, it costs lower for the storage as compared to hot tier. And there's another tier which is the archive tier. It is basically to store the data which we are going to use rarely, like maybe the once a year or twice a year. So in that case, we should put the data into the archive tier because it has the very high cost of the access data, but the storage cost is very minimal. So simple as that. Azure Blob storage tiers are divided based on the two main things, or their cost model is divided into the two main things. One is the access pattern and second is the storage. If you have less access and have lots of data to store, then would be best to use the archive. If you have the high access scenario, data access scenario, then you should go to the hot tier, right? I believe you got the point. And in fact, like you can do one more thing, you can club two tier together. So let's suppose you have a case where you need to access the latest data frequently, so you can use hot tier. But for the old data, what you can do, you can put the layer and store the hot tier data, old data into the archive tier. I hope you got the point. Thank you very much.